Hi there, my name is Celia Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So they say in journalism, first rule of journalism, that's the first rule of journalism, which I think every journalist has forgotten right now, right? I think that's why journalism is in the toilet, is never make the story about yourself. Never, ever, ever make the story about yourself. Fortunately, I'm not a journalist. Fortunately, I'm not a journalist. This is not a news channel. This is an opinion channel, and I am a reasonably opinionated gentleman. And so the story is that I have been targeted by a hate group, a group of people that meet every definition of the word hate group. They are a hate group. I've been targeted by a hate group in a breathtakingly hateful, terrible way, right? I've been targeted by this hate group. And it's normally this is honestly there's a bunch of kids, there's a bunch of stupid kids. It's really not even worth talking about. You see, that's the other thing. Only make a video if there's actually something to talk about. So I realised something absolutely fascinating today, that I don't think it's possible to turn people into non-humans, which is what this hate group does. 100% they do it. It's not possible to do that without slipping into every traditional behaviour of racism. So making them indistinguishable from every other races. And oh boy, do they not like to hear that. They do not like to hear that at all. So we're going to be talking about this in general. I'm going to actually tell them what they need to do to get out the trouble they're in. The guy in charge of this hate group, what to do to get out the trouble he's in, which he's not going to listen to. But honestly, I can see him flailing around a little bit, and he's been talking about his poor mental health, things like that. So I'd like to let him get. Listen, I'm a guy who believes in forgiveness and redemption. I think all those things are genuine things. I think they're good things. I'd like to help him because he has no idea what to do. He has no idea. None of them have it. Why? Because they're idiot children who, through their sheer idiocy, have ended up in a hate group. Okay, making a hate group, not in a hate group, making a hate group, right? Being the head of it. Honestly, years from now, this guy's going to go for a job and he'll be like, I see you're a leader of an online hate group. That stuff doesn't go away. But anyway, doesn't matter. Before we get into the story, before we get into this insight that I think I had, which I'm going to tell you the whole thing. I'm going to go into it in detail. There's been lots of updates if you're keeping up. Can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? That would be freaking awesome. That'd be fantastic. Can you hit the share button? Oh, please hit the share button on this one. Listen, if there's been any obnoxious kid online calling you names, hit the share button on this one. It's worth it just for that. I'll go to one in a second, but mostly hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. That would be fantastic. Now, of course, that's if you hate watching this video, and there are crazy people hate watching it. They're going to look for things they can screen grab or capture, which is one thing we're going to talk to, so they can continue being the hateful bigots that they are, because they love being hateful bigots. Again, hold on to your bridges. We're going to go to the channel. So hit that subscribe button. That'd be absolutely fantastic. If you subscribe, you can win my weekly competition. So this one went for 2 weeks through my sheer stupidity. That's really why it went for 2 weeks. It's Robots of Death. Fantastic Tom Baker story from 1976 with a terrible cover. Shame on you. Who was this? Warner Media. Yeah, okay, got it right. So you get this fan cover as well, which is so much better. So much freaking better. I might have designed it, or it might be somebody else, I don't know. So I certainly didn't do the template. Somebody else did the template, but he never credited himself, so I don't know who he is. Fine, so all you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag Taran Capel. Check the video notes, and you will see. You just have to copy and paste. That's all you need to do. That's great. That's all you do. Fine. So let's talk about this story. Let's talk about this bonkers story. So I was targeted by this hate group, the Not My Doctor. They are a hate group. They are 100% a hate group. This current era of Doctor Who, for some reason, does really appeal to very intolerant people, deeply intolerant people who cannot abide there being anybody else with a different worldview of them. So if you believe in God, they hate you. They absolutely hate you. If you believe, the science that gender, generally speaking, isn't fluid. I mean, for some people, we have a percentage of people in the world, a very small percentage, that say it's fluid, and I'm not disputing them at all. But generally speaking, if you think generally speaking it's not fluid, they hate you. They hate you. On any number of things. If you don't agree with it, they hate you and they want to destroy you. They do, because they can't live with there being people with a different outlook. Used to be when I was their age, I would be able to sit and have a conversation with people wildly different ones. I used to love going to, like, there was this Buddhist temple in central London, which actually had quite good food. I went there for the food, okay? There was this good vegan food they had there. I wasn't a vegan. I'm not really a vegan now. I do kind of prefer vegan. You kind of prefer it as you get older. And I used to like talking to people there, and they had a completely different worldview of me. When I got Jehovah's Witnesses or whoever they were knocks at my door, I'd have a conversation with them because I like talking to people who have a different outlook to me. I find that interesting. I think that makes you a better person. I don't want to, like, erase anybody who thinks differently from me. And yeah, I'd say this group is a hate group, and they've certainly fallen into every behavior of a racist. Of a racist group, because they are. They're just factually what happened. We're going to go over factually what's going on, and it really is quite funny. And the absolute tragedy is I don't think they ever wanted to be a hate group. I think they want to be good people. I think that's really what they definitely want. And them being meted by the stark reality they are a hate group is something they have not enjoyed. Okay, so basically what happened was this: I do my live streams. and as part of my live streams, I make dirty jokes, a lot of dirty jokes about genre. Yeah, I do that a lot. Because why? Because I kind of just makes me laugh, right? It makes me laugh. So we were going through the different companions and TARDIS that I thought I had a chance of getting into bed, right? I thought again, it was very obviously a comedic bit. Normally, when you talk about very real world adulty things with fictional characters, most people understand that's comedic. Like Louis C.K. does this great bit about Clifford, the big red dog, accidentally stepping on the chief of police and having to be executed, having all his big red fur shaved off, and it's like, oh, it's horrible. And it's this guy doesn't hate dogs. It's clearly meant to be humor. There was no question. So the allegation that they so maliciously twisted out that, which we're going to look at, really, the allegation they so maliciously twisted out of that is that I'm a paedophile, right? I'm a paedophile because the character Deborah Watling was playing, according to some wiki, was 14. I thought she was about 18, 19. Looked into me. So, again, most people, when you're talking to them, if they're not insanely malicious, terrible people, they assume you're not saying, I want to rape 14-year-olds. They assume that's not the intent of your words. But again, if you're insanely malicious children, you will do that. So why did they do that? That's exactly what why did they do that? Because they got off on it, right? Because they gave them kicks, because they thought it was funny, right? That's what they did, which makes them indistinguishable from every other racist hate group. Why do most people who are in a hate mob who found a black guy and lynched him, or drove Jews out their towns with pictures, why did they do it? Why? What's the real? They weren't really doing it because for altruistic reasons. They're doing it because it felt good, right? Because it was a laugh, because it felt good, and they were having a great time with it. They were having an absolutely great time with it, right up until the point when I said, firstly I said, listen, maybe you want to just go back and play with the other children. You don't want to mess with grown-ups, because that's really a problem, I think, with Twitter, that children and adults interact, and children really don't know what to do, right? Children really don't know what to do, and there's children, and they're stupid, and they don't know what to do. So no, they kept going. So I said, listen, do you think you are the first people to accuse a Jew of touching their children, of sexually desiring and interfering their pure women, their pure children, for your own sick enjoyment? Do you think that you're the first person to do that? You're not. You're nothing new. You're nothing. And it was like, it was like, when Cartman in South Park gets caught doing something stupid, and you're like, and it's like, and their face, their laughs, their smile freezes, because everything I said was correct. So anyway, I put out a few of these things, these infographics to help people, which they're not enjoying at all. So I'm going to read them, and then we're going to go over their response, which is quite funny. So this is the first one. Not My Doctor is a hate group, because Not My Doctor is indeed a hate group. They are a hate group. They have targeted minorities with intensely malicious, wholly unfounded allegations of sexual misconduct against minors for their own their own sick entertainment. Yes, and they say, yeah, they really hate it when I say they're a hate group. They can't stand it that they're a hate group. They can't stand me saying it at all because they're a hate group, right? Because that's why when people freak out about something because they think there's a bit of truth in it, they hate me saying there's a hate group. It didn't bother me at all, me saying that I was, because it was such an incredibly ludicrous allegation, but they were having so much fun with it. They were having so much fun until I pointed. Because, yeah, the reason they didn't realize they fell into these behaviors, they fell into this absolute racist behavior, is because they're idiot children who didn't think and they were just enjoying themselves. That's 100% the reason. So saying they're coming for our women and children is just textbook bigotry, isn't it? Basically, it is. So they don't like that. They don't like. So yeah. So the leader of this group, said to me on Twitter. Yeah, I was going to reply on Twitter, but firstly, why? Always use something to your advantage. And how is it to my advantage to get into a Twitter conversation with this, bigot, racist piece of filth? Right? He's saying, listen. Granted. None of what I said in this slide is in any way in any dispute. It's not any dispute whatsoever. These are wholly factual things I'm saying. Completely, unlike the allegation they made, completely factual, right? And this is why they don't like me saying it, right? Completely. So they said, listen, granted that we maliciously, all this is true, but we didn't do it because you're a Jew. We didn't do it because you're a Jew. We did it because because you don't like Jodie Whittaker playing Doctor Who. Not because you're a Jew, great. So listen, I have to tell you, mate. You're an idiot child. You're an idiot child who doesn't know anything, because that is what every racist has ever said. Look, we're not racist. We don't. Well, listen, the National Socialists from Germany in 1930s said, listen, it's not we dislike you. It's just we want the world to be better. We want the world to be a good place, and we want our race to be pure. We want pure, and you mongrel, dirty Jews are pulling us down. You're trying to corrupt us. So we want to just go. It's not our fault. Yeah, it's not our fault. It's with the mobs that chase murdered Jews and chase them out of their towns because libel's much like this, saying we stole their children to use their blood in our religious rites, right, in order to make the matzahs, these crackers that you have on Passover. Firstly, most people with pitchforks, they just kind of enjoyed it, like this entire group. They were having so much fun, and if you listen to the testimony of Germans who were part of the Third Reich, the thing you see coming up over and over and over again is how much fun it was. How much fun they had! It was, they could do whatever they want. Same with these kids. That's why, and that was their, they were having fun. They're having fun until by their own rules they realized they committed unspeakable crimes. So I say, listen, they throughout time, everybody who's part of a hate group have always said, no, it's not. I'm not a racist. No, it's just like you've touched a white woman, you black man, you touched a white woman, so I'm gonna lynch you, right? It's you use Christian baby blood for your ritual, so we're gonna have to chase you out of her. Not our fault. We like you, but it's exactly so. Every time you groups get together and do this, you always say, no. I know every other one of them, every other freaking one of them has been racist, but not us. No, because we're the good guys. Right, very good, no. Doesn't really fight. So I don't know. I listen. I don't know what's going on inside the heart of the leader of this group. I don't know what's going on. Firstly, he's having a ton of fun. He was having a ton of fun with his hate group. Like, they're targeting people who have committed the unspeakable crime of not liking Jodie Whittaker. I hope a non-Doctor Who fan watches this. So they're like, what? There's a hate group because people don't like Jodie Whittaker playing Doctor. What? It's like I would love to explain this to a normie, right? Wouldn't you? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, again, once you other people, which is what the first thing this hate group did, they created a name. They created a name for anybody who doesn't like Jodie Whittaker called NMD, because some people had used this which I have never done, uses hashtag called Not My Doctor, which doesn't seem to me to be such a terrible thing to say. But okay, Not My Doctor. So they label anybody NMD, whether you use it or not, right? So that's the first thing they do. But once you dehumanize someone for your own amusement, you then are inevitably going to fall into every behavior of every racist ever. And I think this is probably what's happened to 99% of racists. It's not that they're like all het up about black people or Jews or Muslims. It's not that. It's they want to feel good. They want to have a laugh. They want to have a laugh. And a good way to have a laugh is when you group together in a group and then you attack somebody maliciously, right? So that's just what you did, mate. I'm sorry, I know you don't like it. So then I put out this other one, which I think is also worth looking at. 100% accurate. They've targeted multiple women, harassing to the point of leaving social media or becoming hospitalized from stress. This 100% accurate. 100% accurate. The leader of this group only disavowed some of this behavior, not all of it. I'm going to talk about this in a second. Only disavowed some of this behavior weeks later after intense social pressure. After basically I said, you're a hate group. It was basically that social pressure. you're a hate group, right? And you attack women, you attack Jews, you attack Irish people, you attack gay, you attack anybody anybody you think it's going to be fun to, you think you get away with. So he did come and said, "Oh no, that's very bad. You shouldn't do that. That's their way. Don't ask." So it is you. It is your group. It's 100% your group, and I don't see you blocking anyone. So I want to put that in context. To put that in context, that's approximately 108 times longer. 108 times longer. It took Donald Trump to disavow white supremacy. 100. So yeah, however bad you think Donald Trump is, when all this group universally they all think Donald Trump is the worst person. And listen, this is not a political broadcast for anyone, but yeah, they totally believe you're 108 times worse. You're 108 times worse than Donald Trump, which that seems to be pretty darn bad. Here we go. Read the next slide. We're going to stick on this one for a little bit because he said, it's not us. It is you. Excuse me. You have created a safe space for racists. Yeah, there are many in your group who are vehement, you as well, for all I know, who are vehement supporters of the racist Jeremy Corbyn. Now, Jeremy Corbyn, if you didn't realize, after you screaming at us, Mr. TARDIS Reviews as well is one of those supporters, right? I had the same conversation with him and this other guy, Cadmus, or I can't remember, who also hates women as well. Whatever his name is, right? These are all vehement supporters of Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn, who has, of course, brought the Labour Party into crushing disrepute with the EHRC. What they're filing charges against them? I really don't know, but yeah. All these people, Mr. TARDIS Reviews, Cadmus Anonymous, whenever I said, well, where are you on this person who's right? They told me, they lectured me that no. That's just you sneaky Jew, biggest sneaky Jew. That's kind of what they said. But okay, they said, no, that's just media spin, and the real problem is over there, and these other people I don't like. This guy can't. Yeah, so they denied my personal testimony of experiencing prejudice, which is one of the rules that you're not allowed to break, but you are allowed to break it if you're a massive hypocrite, which is what they are. But they saw I knew a lot more, so they instantly blocked me. Now I want to ask you, have you this safe space you've made for race? Even though you say no, we're not racist. We're 100% not racist. We just do it because we don't like you not liking Jodie Whittaker. We're not racist. We're not racist at all. Even though we have made a complete safe space for somebody who is complete racist. Yeah, 100% safe space. Have you blocked any of those people? Have you blocked Cadmus, or have you, who, by the way, was one of the people who harassed a woman off social media, right? Have you blocked him? I don't think so, have you? Have you blocked Mr. TARDIS Reviews? I don't think so. Who also said when this started, he said, I have white supremacists on all the time. Really? I would like you to list some, please. I would like you to list some. So let's look at this next slide, because they really don't like these slides going. There's a lot more coming, by the way. There's a lot more coming. So this other one. One of the first actions of the new Third Reich upon rising to power in 1933 was to have all the Jewish children stand in the front of classes to be mocked by the other children, or any pretext they could find. Any pretext, 100% accurate. And you see a picture, these poor kids. It was the last day that most Jews spent in school, right? And where do you think the Not My Doctor group would be in this, right? Where do you think they would be? I think they might not be the ones standing at the front. I think they may be the ones gleefully joining in, given that this is exactly what Not My Doctor group does. They can't stand anybody. Again, insane though it may be. Again, I hope you're not a Doctor Who fan watching this. Insane though it may be, they cannot stand anybody who doesn't like the current Doctor Who. They can't stand any criticism about the current Doctor Who. They go crazy. They other Jew. They call you an NMD. If you say any criticism, like I think the writing way you go specific, they say no. The reason you don't like this person is because you're a sexist and she's a woman. That's because they're crazy, because they're idiot children who don't know anything. This is why. So this is exactly what the Not My Doctor group does, exactly for the same reason. One, because it's fun. They had so much fun, didn't they? It was fun. But they say they're doing it. This is 100% exactly what they said. No, we're doing it for the greater good. We're doing this for the greater good and the protection of society from you evil, evil people. So I got many responses from these. Again, none of them bothered me at all. So people were worried that I was upset. Not at all. Again, these are idiot children who, through their sheer idiocy, unabiding idiocy, became racist. That's pretty idiotic, right? That's pretty darn idiotic. So they all kind of like freaked out. So there's I just picked one at random, and we're going to talk about the actual allegation, how absurd the allegation they're making against me is. So Deegan Ryan at Bennett Deegan, who says, but aren't you the guy who gets turned on by Victoria? No, A14. There's not an. It's A. You only use that if the next word is a vowel, right? Begins with a vowel. A 14-year-old fictional character. Okay, no. Okay, fine. So let's talk about this. Why are they saying I'm turned on by a 14-year-old girl? Why are they saying that? Because this is a 14-year-old girl. This is what a 14-year-old girl looks like. And if you're sexually attracted to a 14-year-old girl, this is one of the few things that you could say is sexual deviance in 2020. That's one of the few things you go. And that's why they do it. That's what they want to say. Here's the person who actually played Victoria Waterfield, right? This is Deborah Watling, who played Victoria Waterfield, taken roughly the time that she played Victoria Waterfield, right? Taken roughly maybe a year or two after she finished. So let's easy to get them confused. This is a 14-year-old girl. This is Deborah Watling. This is a 14-year-old girl. This is Deborah Watling. Do you see how one may be a little bit more sexually available in a fantasy form than the other? Yeah, no, of course you can see that. The only reason you can't see that is if you're a completely malicious child. If you're a completely evil, malicious child, you will not be able to see that. And normally that kind of malice is reserved for racial hatred. I mean, it's very rare that people are this malicious because you don't like somebody playing Doctor Who. No, it's not. Mostly this kind of malice is reserved for bigotry and racial hatred, which is why, despite your protestation, saying, yes, I know we've acted in exactly the same way. Everything you said is 100% accurate. Every statement I made. By the way, they keep saying, I have absolute respect for the Jewish people. So I have some Jewish friends or relatives. Yeah. Nobody's talking about Jews, mate. No one's talking about Jews. We're talking, you're the one focusing on that. So even though you say, look, no, we're not racist. We're not racist. I know we're acting like racists. I know we're acting, but it's just good. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, and I think there is some animosity towards Jews inside your heart because honestly, just everything fits. So, you might say, I'm taking you out of context. I'm taking you out of context to say that you're racist. No, because the context is you really just don't like Jodie Whittaker. Doesn't look like context is saying that you're really that interested in, does it? Okay, let's look at context for a second. This is Deborah Watling. That's the correct context of my joke. This is a 14-year-old girl. Do you see the difference? Now, that's taking somebody out of context, isn't it? That's taking somebody out of context. So if you're saying I'm taking you out of context, I don't really see the problem because, I'm going to close on this. This person has said many times, listen, all we're doing is saying what you're doing. That's all. And I wish somebody from your side would do it. So I am. I'm just saying what you're doing. I'm saying you're a hate group because you meet every dictionary definition of the word hate group. I'm saying I think you're full of racists because you have many, many racists in the group. I'm saying I think you're racially motivated because I think you are. Because everybody else who acts like you is. That's just, I'm just saying what it is. And let me be clear. I'm not saying you shouldn't be cancelled. I think it's your right to be a racist. It's your right to not like women. It's your right to be an anti-Semite. I'm not going to say you don't have the right to be a bigot. Of course you have the right to be a bigot. Just as you think you have the right to take screen grabs of anybody who voices any dislike of the current Doctor Who and gather around and laugh, we have the right to point at you and go, ooh, what a nasty group of racists. And this is I think this is something that might stick with you for a few years to come. A few years ago, I think you're going to be applying for a job in 10, 15 years, and you're not going to be able to scrub that you were the leader or you were a member of a racist hate group, which is what you are. But then again, I was going to end there, but you know what? Fuck, I forgot. I was going to give you a way out of this. Okay. I'm glad I remembered before I entered the video. that would have been silly. Okay, so this is what you need to do is something in Judaism we call tshuva. Tshuva. It's badly translated as repentance, right? But it's more of a real internal life change. So listen, there's 4 steps to tshuva. Step 1 is realize what you're doing is wrong. Step 1 is realize what you're doing and what you're doing is wrong. Again, when you spend your life monitoring other people's communications for anything that you can lambast because you feel it doesn't meet your moral standards while not applying those same moral standards to yourself, that's just not good. It's wrong. It's wrong. What you're doing is wrong. So that's step 1. Realize what you're doing is wrong. Probably racist. You've started a hate group. That's wrong. So that's step 1. Step 2, stop doing it. Okay? Stop doing it. Okay? Don't be a hate group anymore. Stop that. Yeah, he's never going to follow this advice. But this would change your life and make you happy, right? Actually make you happy enough that you wouldn't have to do this. But I'm talking to a wall. Doesn't matter. I'm hoping other people here will actually hear this and be able to take this for their life. Now, third part. This is a really important part. You need to say what you've done that's wrong. You need to make a public confession, right? You maliciously alleged I was a pedophile for your own entertainment, and you whipped up a hate group to do the same. That's an accurate statement. Let that sit with you for a minute. You maliciously alleged pedophilia. So forget the depowering the victims of real pedophilia. You've maliciously alleged pedophilia for your own entertainment. That happened, right? That's right. So you need to get up and say, they say, look, what we did was wrong. And by the way, this guy filled the trope of many other races. Because many of these lynch mobs, right? When they would say, we're going to give you clemency. We'll give you clemency if you just admit to what you've done, right? Normally, when Jews were targeted this way, 1 or 2 Jews need to be killed so the rest of the town could survive, right? That's normally what happened, right? They say, so he said, oh, just you haven't apologized. Again, I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize for making a joke about wanting to being sexually attracted to this person, and you pretending we're talking about this person. I'm not. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to apologize for the very normative sexual attraction, which I made a humorous story about for this person, because you want to say it's this person because you're a sick, malicious, terrible human being, right? You fit every definition of a racist. Your entire group fits every definition of a racist and a hate group. So that's stage 3. Speak out, a very public apology. And step 4, commit to not doing it again. Commit to not doing it. If you do that, Mr. Nut My Doctor, if you do that, I think your life might actually get a bit better. I think your life might get a bit better. I think you might be able to get away from being the leader of a hate group. But actually something I actually truly adore is if you put the hashtag Nut My Doctor is a hate group. You put that hashtag, you start it, autofills. It's so funny. It does. It's fantastic. So there you go. I hope this has been helpful for you. My name is Phila Beck, and the Rabbi for Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.